Hello everyone. This is lesson 3 of Management 501. Today's topic is motivating employees. Motivation theory is one of the most important topics in management. The biggest concern of managers, every manager, is how to motivate the people to work hard. So motivation theory is the fundamental knowledge for the managers. So today's topic is very important, and that is a central, the fundamental management. Okay, let me get started. What is motivation? The motivation is the psychological process that arouse and direct the goal-directed behavior of employees. The motivation is not observable. You are not able to see the motivation itself, but the motivation can be observed by one's behavior. So we can make a judgment if a certain employee is motivated or not by observing the employee's behavior. The simple model of motivation said that the people have a need that is not satisfied. Everybody has a needs. Some needs is satisfied, the other needs are not satisfied. If they have a needs that is not satisfied, that needs motivate them to perform a certain behavior that produce a reward. That reward satisfy this need. So, in summary, if a person has a need that is not satisfied, then motivate them to perform the specific behavior that produce the reward that satisfy the needs. That is the simple model of motivation theory. This is a diagram of a simple model of motivation that I discussed in the previous slide. I talk about the reward. The people perform some behavior to produce a reward. The reward can be classified into intrinsic and extrinsic and intrinsic. Extrinsic reward refers to the satisfaction in the payoff from others, from other people, such as money. In the companies, in the management setting, that is the compensation, okay, for performing a particular task. So if you fulfill your tasks, your objectives, your employer will compensate for your effort. That is the extrinsic reward. Intrinsic reward is not given by others. The task itself produce intrinsic reward. So job itself produce the reward, such as satisfaction and the feeling of accomplishment. Other people do not give you that reward. You produce that reward by yourself. So that's why we said that we call that intrinsic reward. So intrinsic reward aroused from the job or task itself, and from the performer's inside the emotion or feeling. Okay, that is the simple model of motivation. And from now on, we're gonna take a look at the motivation theories. So the motivation theories, according to our textbook, can be classified into 4 categories: content approach, process approach, job design approach, and the reinforcement approach. The first approach is the content approach, the content perspective. In other words, people call it the needs-based perspective that emphasize the needs. Okay, you remember that I said the needs, okay, that is not satisfied make people motivated. So needs is the starting point of motivation. Needs are defined as a psychological and physiological and psychological deficiencies that arouse behavior. The first theory I'm going to talk about is Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Needs hierarchy. The Maslow suggested 5 levels of needs, and if one level of needs is not satisfied, actions are aimed to fulfill the need, because that need is not satisfied. So that the level 1 is the lowest, like this pyramid. So level 1 is the lowest need, and then level 2 and level 3, something like that. So the level 1 needs, that is the lowest, and the fundamental is basic needs. That is a physiological needs, like a food, clothing, and shelter. That is basic needs for human beings. Next level, the second level, is a safety need. That is avoiding violence and threats. And the third, level 3, is a love needs. That is a social needs, like a friendship, love, and affection. That is a relationship to others. So the human beings cannot live alone. They need the people. Once their physiological and safety needs are satisfied, they move to the third need, the third level of needs. And then they have esteem needs, and the final, that is a top of the hierarchy, is the self-actualization needs. There's a people need to develop their full potential. Okay, so Maslow said if the lower level needs is not satisfied, that is not going to move to the second level. That means once the lower level of needs are satisfied, they move to the next level. So what is the implications of Maslow's theory? Workers have a need beyond earning a paycheck. The paycheck is the first level. That is money. Money is the lowest level and the fundamental level. But that is not everything. So many people have the bias that the workers are working for money only, but that is not true. They have next and the next higher level of needs beyond the earning of money. The managers should first try to meet the lower level needs, because maybe they want to motivate employee to work with others, and to work for their self-actualization, self-fulfillment. But that is not possible if the lower level needs is not satisfied. So they try to satisfy the lower level needs first, and then they can go to the next level. Okay. So once their lower level needs is satisfied, they need to give an employee a chance to fulfill higher level of needs, like social and the self-esteem and the self-actualization. Next theory that is similar, that also content approach, that is Alderfer's ERG theory. ERG stand for the existence, relatedness, and the growth. So Alderfer suggests people have three kinds of needs. There is the existence need, relatedness need, and the growth need. And then the difference of his theory from the Maslow's needs hierarchy is that the Alderfer said more than one need may be activated at a time rather than activated in a stair-step hierarchy. So Maslow suggests the hierarchy, lower level needs and the higher level needs. The Maslow differentiated those needs, but the Alderfer said that is the same level. That all the three needs are in the same level, and they pursuing one needs at the same time they pursue the other needs. So that is difference from Maslow's theory. The next theory is Maclaurin's acquired need theory. Maclaurin suggests also three kinds of needs. So needs for achievement, needs for affiliation, needs for the power. So he is talking about the higher needs, higher level of needs that Maslow talk about. Okay, so employees are motivated for one or several of those needs. So they need some achievement, they need affiliation, the relationship, and they need power. So they work. The employees work. And our textbook has example, box example in the page 80, the bottom of page 80. You can see the dialogue between Sander, who is father, and Jonathan, who is a son of Sanders. You can read what they are talking about and identify. I want you to identify which kinds of needs Sander and Jonathan embody. And Sanders textbook said Sanders has needs for power. And what is Jonathan's? What is the needs of Jonathan according to the Maclaurin's acquired needs theory? next theory is Herzberg two-factor theory. Instead of the assigned needs across the hierarchies, the Herzberg classified that as a motivator and a hygiene factor. So most of lower level needs like money, working condition, and company policy and the supervisors, interpersonal relations, those kind of needs is not the motivator. That means those factors cannot motivate people work hard. However, if they don't have, if such kind of factors are not satisfactory, they may feel job dissatisfaction. So those factors affect dissatisfaction, but those factors do not affect job satisfaction. Motivator can affect job satisfaction. It's like achievement, recognition, and work itself, job itself, and responsibility and advancement. Yes. Those kind of needs mostly are higher level needs in the Maslow's needs hierarchy. So this diagram depict the hygiene the Herzberg two-factor theory. So those are the motivator. So if those factors are satisfied, the employees feels satisfaction. However, the like money or money or company policy or the supervisors, peer, the relationship with the colleagues, such kind of things are classified into the hygiene factors. Okay. If, for example, if you receive very big money, you are not going to be motivated. But if you receive a small amount of money, very undercompensated, you feel the dissatisfaction. You don't like your work. So the Herzberg suggests that to eliminate the dissatisfaction first. That means the hygiene factor. Okay, focus on the hygiene factor first, and then, but the satisfying the hygiene factors does not motivate the people. To motivate it, you should be focusing on the motivators. Okay, next theory is Adams' equity theory. That is our textbook classified it as the one of the process perspectives. Adams proposed that the employees are motivated to see the fairness. So the employees care about the fairness to be motivated. The fairness in the reward, that is most important. That is the focus of employees. And they think about, the employees feels about their input and the output, and they calculate the ratio of the input to the output. So if they're and then they compare that ratio to the others ratio. So for example, if the input include the time or effort or the other cost to work to perform your job. So for example, if you input 10, your output is 100. Okay, so 10 times the work. But if your colleague also they put 10, but their reward is 200, so that is a 20 times. So you compare. Maybe you will be satisfied with the 10 times reward, but if you compare that ratio to others, you feel the in unfairness, because the ratio of the others is bigger than yours. So that is the key factor of motivation. Once they compare their ratio to others, if they feel the equity, they will be satisfied, so they won't change their behavior. But if they feel inequity, like an example that I talk about, that if they feel inequity, they are not dissatisfied, and they will change their behavior. So like they try to reduce their input because they feel inequity. So they will shock, they will sabotage, and they will try to have another jobs, something like that. So these are the examples that the employee might respond to the inequity. If they feel the inequity, they will try to reduce the input, or they will try to change their output or the reward they receive. So they will lobby the boss for raise, okay? Or some people will steal the company equipment or company's asset, and some people might distort the inequity. They will exaggerate their how hard they work, and they complain, something like that, and then they will change the object of comparison. So if they compare their ratio to Tom, okay, their ratio can be bigger. But if they compare it to Jane, maybe their ratio is smaller than Jane. They change their objective of comparison, and they will complain about that. And also they might leave the situations, they quit the job. Next theory is Bloom's expectancy theory. So expectancy, to understand the expectancy theory, you need to understand the three elements of expectancy theory. Okay. The first element is expectancy. That is the belief that a particular level of effort will lead to a particular level of performance. So if you give an effort, 10 effort, you can produce 20. That kind of belief, okay, That kind of belief is expectancy. And the instrumentality is, if once you achieve the 20, you will receive the reward for the 20, like $100. Okay, $100 for this performance. That is the instrumentality. And the valence means the $100 you receive as a reward should be valuable for the employees. So they are the elements of expectancy theory. So expectancy, instrumentality, and the valence. So if one of those relationship is not effective, for example, even though you put the effort, but you cannot, you believe that you cannot achieve that level of performance, you are not motivated. And or once, even though you achieve the 20, but you receive nothing from employer, you are not motivated. And even though you receive 100 as a reward, but that reward is not valuable, okay, that is not important for the employee, that employee is not motivated. So the manager should give a reward that employee think valuable. Okay, and their job objective, the performance level, desired performance level, should be attainable with their effort, and their effort should be associated with the performance, and that reward should be related with the right performance. The right performance means the performance that the employer think that is valuable. Okay, next theory is a job design approach. Job design approach suggests that the job itself affect the employee's motivation. So how design the jobs that affect the employee's motivation? So Taylor's scientific management, the people think the simplification of the job, simplifying the job can enhance the performance, because the employees involved in the very simple jobs and that is repetitive, the employees are more easily accustomed to the job. So simplifying the job improve the performance. That was effective. But the problem is they are not motivated. They don't like their jobs. If your job is very simple and repetitive, it's very hard for you to feel the satisfaction. So social technical approach for the management theorist propose job enlargement or job enrichment to motivate the people. So job itself, they think job itself should motivate the people, motivate the employee. Job enlargement suggests increasing the number of tasks in a job to increase the variety. If you have more variety, then you are likely to be more motivated. And job enrichment, increasing the responsibility. So based on that approach, the Heckman and Oldham proposed this framework that is a job characteristic model. The key point of their theory is those 5 elements, 5 factors: skill variety, task identity, and the task significance, autonomy, and job feedback. Those kind of factors affect work motivation. So here, skill variety and autonomy, task significance, something like that. So you can understand that their theory is based on the job enrichment and the job enlargement approach. The last theory is the reinforcement theory. That theory is based on the behavioral psychology. Thorndike and Skinner, they examined how the consequences of certain behavior affect that behavior in the future. So if you have a good experience as a result of a certain behavior, you will repeat that behavior. But if you've had the bad experience associated with a certain behavior, you are not going to repeat that behavior again. So if the basic idea is the employee's performance, employee's behavior is good, you should give them a good experience. And but if the employee's behavior is bad, that is undesirable behavior, you should give them the bad experience, or you should remove the good experience associated with that undesirable behavior. So based on that idea, the Thorndike and Skinner proposed the 4 kinds of consequences. The first is positive reinforcement. So if you have the employee's behavior is good, you should give the positive experience. And also you should remove the negative experience associated with that desirable behavior. And the extinction and the punishment, they are related with undesirable performance, undesirable behavior. So if you if employees' behavior is undesirable, extinction, so withholding the reward for that undesirable behavior, and punishment is you give them a bad experience related with their undesirable behavior. So you should give a negative consequence for that. Okay, that is the summary of this week's lesson, the motivating employees. Thank you for listening, and see you next week.